This is the Fat Files with Jake the lawyer. I don't know who Jake is, but I'm about to find out. And this is all the red boxes were stolen. I know what red box is. I have no idea what they're talking about, but hey, we're about to get into this. Are you guys ready? I'm probably going to hold this one for a couple of days before I release it, so just for the record. Anyway, let's go.
I've been putting off making this video for over a year in hopes that I could acquire a red box of my own, but apparently that's not going to happen because my local Walgreens didn't feel comfortable letting me just take a red box, so I guess we'll just do it.
No. We'll do it live!
Today we're talking about Redbox, all right? We all know what Redbox was. Like 10 years ago, they had those red vending machines outside of every grocery store, every Walmart in America, where you'd give it $1 and it would give you a new movie, and then you brought it back 24 hours later, and that was it. It was basically one of the two horsemen for Blockbuster. It was this and streaming that killed movie rental places. And then one day I blinked and they were just gone, which I didn't really care because I didn't own a DVD player anymore at this point, probably much like everybody else. I just assumed that DVDs were on their way out. Nobody's really buying DVDs anymore because everybody's streaming on Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and all the other streaming services, so they just went out of business is what I thought. And I was partially correct. I mean, it's a little bit more unhinged than that, but yes, Redbox, the company, did go out of business predominantly because of streaming. But the Redboxes themselves, like the actual physical vending machines, did not disappear because the company went out of business. They disappeared more than likely because people stole them. I mean, legally speaking, it wasn't stealing, but they definitely rolled up to a Redbox that wasn't theirs, said finders keepers, threw it on a trailer and took it. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. I can read your mind right now. You're thinking, I know where a Redbox is in my town to this day. Are you telling me that if I roll up to that Redbox, I can just Christopher Columbus that shit? I can plant a flag in that Redbox and declare it's mine forever and all eternity? If you do it the right way, yeah.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
And we're gonna get to it right after word from our sponsor.
Delete me.
No. Bring me the Latina.
Dress? What's that dress?
Delete me.
No.
What?
This video is brought to you by Delete Me, okay? Super simple business model. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. Okay, pretty much anytime anything is free on the internet, but you have to make an account and give them your name and address and email address and all that stuff, they're basically just taking all that information, selling it to data brokers, and that's how they're able to offer that service for free. But when you have Delete Me, they monitor all the major data brokers. Whenever they start selling your personal information, they automatically submit the opt-out request for you and have that information taken down, and they give you quarterly reports to let you know how many different listings they've taken down. But then Delete Me still has my information. Yeah, obviously, they kind of have to have the information so they know what information to have taken down. That's just how that works. I mean, your options are really A, you have a bunch of people selling your information to anybody that's got cash, or B, there's one person that has your information and their entire job is to make sure nobody else has it and you're paying them directly. Yeah, I'm taking B, all right, which raises the next question, is Delete Me gonna be able to keep my personal information safe? So I asked them, they said their security certification is a ISO 27001. I had no idea what that meant, so I Googled it. Apparently, they have like the highest level of security certification that you can get. So yeah, I've been using Delete Me for years. I was using them before they were paying me to talk about them. I'll probably be using them after they quit paying me to talk about them. If you want to give it a try, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, settle down, class. Welcome to how to strategically transfer a Redbox.
Quack Bang 101. Let's go. Look, I remember when Netflix started doing the DVD thing, and I remember requesting, and then we would binge watch a whole bunch of shows, because I don't do like movies, I do shows. And then we would need the next disc, and it would take too long. We're like, come on, hurry up. It was very convenient. Used to get in the mail, you know? It's before streaming. And I never really wanted to get into streaming, and I prefer not to if I can. I prefer to own everything that I have, if it's possible. I don't stream music. I don't have I think I have a Spotify account. I haven't used it in a long time. The only time I stream music, for example, is when I'm in the gym. I use YouTube Music because it comes with my premium. Because you know what? I do this, so I need premium. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? Redbox. I'm a hermit. I don't like going anywhere. So I never really liked going and walking up there and like choosing a movie. And like, I don't know. I just never liked it because I'd forget to go back, which is where they make their money, right? Because they just kind of consistently charge your card until you return it or exchange it or whatever. And then I never really found, like, there was all movies, and I never really found movies I wanted because I'm not a movie person. And there's just so many movies, and I'm like, I get it, you know, to each their own. Anyway, however, for funsies, I'd love to have one on my porch. Have the neighborhood come up, come rent movies. I'd rather have one of those book exchanges, though. I'd probably offend everyone with my books.
Back to the video. All right, settle down, class. Welcome to how to strategically transfer a Redbox into your garage legally.
Allegedly.
Okay, I don't know why I did air quotes. It is legal. I just don't know if it's ethical, but who really cares?
We interrupt this program to bring you...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look,
there's
ladies
Jake
and gentlemen,
Boy.
look, I have to interject. Here's the deal. Nothing, and I do mean nothing, about what is being said in this video is or should be taken as legal advice, okay? You gotta check this out for yourself. Don't just be rolling up to gas stations and strip malls and loading up Redbox machines and driving off with them. That is not a good idea.
I got you. It's better if nobody you don't know anything. What are you talking about? I'll take care of it.
And then either way, my client is not liable for anything you do, okay? Don't you
Facts.
make me come back here, because I will.
Anyways, my name's Nick, the Fat Electrician. I'll be your instructor today, and the first thing you're going to learn in my class is the most important part of any successful heist is the background work. Okay, you got to plan things out. You got to know everything. If you want to acquire a Redbox, you have to know everything about that Redbox. You have to know where it came from so that you can know where it's going, which ideally is going to be in your garage so you can get drunk with all your buddies and show it off.
Behold,
Facts.
my stuff.
That being said, our story begins in the 1980s with this man, a guy by the name of Rich Lowe, and he is the president of a company called Video Droid. It's basically the same exact concept as Redbox. It was a movie rental machine, but instead of DVDs, it had VHS tapes because that's what they had in the 1980s and the 1990s. But the world just wasn't ready for this yet, probably because credit cards and debit cards weren't readily accessible to pretty much everybody like they are in modern times. So whenever
Facts.
somebody would, put money in the machine, there was no way of charging their credit card if they just kept the movie. So the business model probably didn't work. So that never really takes off. Okay, fast forward, by 1998, he's working for a different movie rental company where this company would actually just mail you DVDs and then you would mail them back and you just paid them a monthly subscription. And this company was called Netflix. Yes, kids, back in the day, Netflix used to actually mail you DVDs. It wasn't always a streaming service. I'm old, I know.
I think that.
Fast forward to 2003, Mitch takes a job working as a
I resemble that remark. Excuse me. Excuse me. We had VHSs, and my mom had most Disney movies on VHS. I think she still does somewhere, actually. And then we had DVDs. And then they tried to do Blu-ray, which, by the way, confused the crap out of me because I didn't have a Blu-ray player. So I would go like, ooh, Blu-ray, super high quality without a Blu-ray player. So learned that was a mistake. And then Netflix, right? I mean, we did Blockbuster and Movie Gallery and Hollywood Video and everything like that, which was the worst, having to wander through the aisles and pick out a movie and but your parents would be like, you can only get 2. And I'm like, but I want to watch like 4 and trying to decide which one to get. And then everyone that you wanted to get, they didn't have. And it was just like, they're like, it's expensive. And then we'd have to bring them back. And then they get in trouble if you didn't rewind them. Be kind, rewind. Anyway, it was a whole thing. So I've lived through all of that, including cassette tapes and CDs prior to streaming. So, sir, I think I'm older than him, honestly. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just saying. You call me old. Rude. Rude.
I'm old, I know.
I think that.
Fast forward to 2003, Mitch takes a job working as the VP of operations for a company called McDonald's. And in 2002, a year prior to him getting there, McDonald's launched this crazy new pilot program called TikTok Easy Shops, which is spelled the exact same way as the app is today, which is weird, but whatever. Anyways, TikTok Easy Shops was basically a giant vending machine that they were going to have either in or outside the McDonald's that had a bunch of groceries inside of it. Like all the groceries that you would have on like a small errands list, like bread, eggs, milk, diapers, laundry detergent, dish soap, just all the random odds and ends that you would have to go to the grocery store for. They were going to have it in a vending machine at McDonald's for you. With obviously the idea being, okay, we're competing with Burger King and Wendy's. How do we set ourselves apart? We all sell hamburgers. We all sell chicken nuggets. Like, how are we going to differentiate ourselves? Oh, I know. We'll be the only fast food place that also sells groceries. That way, when some mom is like, I got to go pick up dinner for the kids and I also need to stop by the grocery store to get milk, eggs, and bread. Oh my God, there's only one fast food place with a McPlay place place where I can also conveniently pick up milk, eggs, and bread, I guess we're going to McDonald's, and they get that business by default. Okay, at a glance, genius idea if you don't think about it. It's kind of like communism. It's a really good idea on paper if you're willing to ignore all of human psychology. Okay,
Fucking valid. It's so valid. It's true. Like, it's a really great concept if you don't, like, look into it, if you don't peek under the, you know, and don't look under the skirt, because you'd be like, whoa. I'm not a fan of communism. Oh, it sounds nice, right? It sounds nice. Everyone is equal, you know, equally broke and oppressed. Cool. Sorry, I digress. I love how he said that. That was great.
communism, it's a really good idea on paper if you're willing to ignore all of human psychology. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, nobody on the development team for this project put themselves in the shoes of the customer because first,
as executives don't. Wait, does that make sense? How many times do I say it? If you guys have watched multiple of my videos that has anything to do with modern times, I complain and throw tantrums about executives that come out of college with their fancy degrees and their ideas on how to change things and do things and make money without any idea of how it affects people that do the everyday work. And they make the people that do the everyday work's lives miserable and tedious and micromanaged in order to turn a profit or because they think it sounds good. Let's have an opening script for a phone call that is like 45 seconds long, so we make the customer not hang up on you. Like, shut the hell up. Anyway, I say it all the time. They never pay. They never think. They don't think. They're just like, oh, I'm sure that working mothers with kids would like this. And it's like, are you a working mother with kids? Did you consult any working mothers with kids? No? Okay.
nobody on the development team for this project put themselves in the shoes of the customer because, first off, who the fuck is buying milk and eggs out of a vending machine? That just sounds sketchy. That's right up there with like gas station sushi. Nobody's taking that dice roll willingly. But that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that it breaks McDonald's entire business model. McDonald's business model is to unironically and literally have a clown look you in the eye and be like, bro, I know you're fat and lazy. You know you're fat and lazy. You don't want to make food at home. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to pick up groceries. Then you got to come back home. You got to cook it. You're spending money to run your oven. Then after you eat, then you got to do dishes. Then you got to put the dishes away. That's a lot of work. Why don't you just come pick up the food from me, eat the food, throw away the paper bag, and then everything's done. Okay, that's it. That's the whole business model. Be outrageously convenient in a moment of weakness. And you want to know what nobody wants to see in their moment of weakness while they're committing the act of going to McDonald's? A fucking grocery store to be reminded what a lazy piece of shit they are. Okay, you roll up to McDonald's, you've already made the decision that you're gonna be fat and lazy today. You're thinking about Big Macs and those delicious French fries, and then you have to walk past the milk and bread aisle of a grocery store to place your order, and you're like, maybe I should have just went to the grocery store and made food at home like a responsible adult.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
You're literally saying the
Well, the thing is they have McDonald's. Well, they used to. I don't know if I think they took it out. It's weird. Like Walmart's have McDonald's all the time. To me, it's weird. The reason I say it's weird is because like they have them and then they don't, and then they have them again and then they don't. And so I don't know, like, is there like a contract and then suddenly they're like, no, we're going to turn this McDonald's space into a cart return. Like, I don't know how that works. For the record, fun fact, y'all, I don't eat fast food. My daughter is 12. She doesn't eat fast food either. We actually prefer not to. We don't like it. It's just not for us. And we don't like sodas and stuff for the most part. I'll drink sometimes, but not really. I stick to my water. I have a vacation I'm going on in 2 weeks, so I'll be definitely sticking to my water. But we cook at home. I don't like going places. So going to fast food, I don't care how fast it is. It's not magically at my house. And no, I'm not paying all the extra cash for delivery service because they can't find my house. They keep going to the place next door. And then calling me, where are you? I'm right here. That's not where my GPS sent me. Well, that's nice. I'm standing on my front porch. Yeah, you're not here. It sent me here. Okay, so I'm sure you know better where I'm located than I do, even though I'm standing on my front porch. So I don't deal with them. It's gonna be a long video.
quiet part out loud to everybody's face. What a horrible business model. This would be like if a strip club put a sign on the front door that was like a picture of a happy family at
A strip club with a church, right? That's the first thing that popped in my head. Good example though.
be like if a strip club put a sign on the front door that was like a picture of a happy family at Christmas time, a mom, a dad, and the kids all getting ready to open presents that read, "Remember you have a wife and kids at home." Okay, would that be a good thing? I mean, for society, probably, yeah, but I mean, for business, no. So obviously this flopped right out of the gate, and now McDonald's has a bunch of vending machines and they don't know what to put inside of them and they're about to lose a bunch of money, but Mitch steps in with an idea. Let's put DVDs in them bitches. And this is actually a brilliant idea because we have now just gone from basically shaming parents for being bad parents and not cooking food for their kids at home because they don't love them as much to, hey, if you come to McDonald's, you can also pick your kids up that new Disney movie for $1 and then bring it back tomorrow. No harm, no foul. You get dinner, take the kids home, have a movie, do bedtime, whole great family day. On top of that, this ensures they have to come back to a McDonald's because they have to return the movie. And when you go to return the movie, who knows? Maybe they'll buy some more McDonald's. Maybe they'll rent another movie. Maybe this is how we trap people into the eating McDonald's and watching movies every night cycle that they never escape from. It's absolutely genius. Obviously, this idea takes off right out of the gate, outrageous success, and McDonald's is like, okay, we're sitting on top of a gold mine. We know how to sell cheeseburgers. We don't really know what we're doing in the movie rental industry. We need to partner with somebody that does. So to do that, they approach both Blockbuster and Netflix and offer to sell part of the company or the company as a whole to either of these companies because they'll be able to blow it up and take it to the next level.
No.
Okie dokie.
No.
Gotcha, thanks.
Both of them decline. Now, Netflix, justifiable. They really didn't need it. No need to waste time on that. They're moving towards streaming anyways. Blockbuster, on the other hand, it's like internet fame, it's internet lore that Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix and then Netflix wound up putting them out of business. Apparently, they also had the opportunity to buy Redbox and turn that down as well. Just generational fumble after generational fumble. So now McDonald's is like, okay, the movie
Blockbuster overestimated the families want to go make a trip to the movie store to pick out a movie and browse and things. They overestimated they thought it was such a this is my opinion. They thought it was such a the act of choosing the movie and going through the aisles and all of that in and of itself was like an event. I don't know how to put that. What's the right like an activity that people really wanted. They overestimated that and they underestimated people's obsession with being lazy as shit and not going places like me. I don't like going places. I don't.
Just generational fumble after generational fumble. So now McDonald's is like, okay, the movie rental industry isn't interested. It's a vending machine. Maybe we can go to the vending machine industry and partner with somebody over there. And that's exactly what they do. In 2005, they sell 47% of the company for $32 million to Coinstar. Coinstar, you know, like the Tweaker Bank of America, the change machine at the grocery store that all the tweakers dump all the coins into that they just stole out of every unlocked car in the parking lot, and then they get the little ticket and take it up to the counter and they get cash instead. That thing. It's like the perfect business to partner with. I mean, think about it. They're already in retail locations all over the country and their upsell is way harder. If you can convince somebody to give up 10% of their money in exchange for turning their metal money into paper money, renting out $1 DVDs is an easy sell. So easy.
Okay, so I just really want to address this. I was going to say it, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to say this because, you know, y'all might judge me. Judge away. Feel free. I used to be an addict, and I totally felt this whole conversation about the Coinstar because once you have, like, a cup full of money, of change, right? And then they're like, we need 10%. It's like, what? I only have $1.25 total in pennies. You take 10%. It's like, what? It's like I don't have anything anyway, and you don't want anyone to take your cash. But then they started to make it where you wouldn't like spit out dollar bills, which is what I wanted. It like wanted, I can't remember. It was been so long because I was so mad. And every time I finally had the change gathered up and I went to one, they were out of order. And I'm like, really? So I'm kind of like, I boycotted them like years and years and years ago. By the way, I've been clean a decade. in October. Please, please do not flood the comments with the whole like, yay, I appreciate it. That's not the point. The point is I get this mentality. Like, you search your couch, I tend to put change in my wallet. Like, I stuff all the like change into the wallet, and then so I dump my wallet out and there's like change. I just found a $20 bill. It was in my wallet for like 6 months. I'm like, damn, I needed this. No, but I'm just saying that is so valid, the whole 10%, because, well, I mean, you could kind of get really, really twacked out and put them all into those little coin sleeves or whatever, which is a pain in the ass if you miscount, and then the bank gets mad at you because then you have to go in the bank and you're all messed up. It is not fun. So coin services was really smart. Fun. Was that a fun little offshoot? Sorry, not sorry. I just thought I wanted to tell you that this whole thing was valid. I would know.
Their metal money into paper money, renting out $1 DVDs is an easy sell. So easy, in fact, that it only takes them 2 years to dethrone Blockbuster as the #1 movie rental service in America with over 6,000 locations across the country by 2007. There's Redboxes popping up all over the country. They're making a ton of money. Because of this, Coinstar exercises an option in their contract to buy 51% of the equity, becoming the majority shareholder in 2008. And by 2009, they pay another $176 million to buy out the rest of the equity, and they own the entire company. Okay, just so we're on the same page, this genius over here, Mitch Lowe, came to McDonald's when they were trying to sell milk and eggs out of a vending machine and failing horrifically, and spun it around into a over $200 million profit for McDonald's. I hope that clown gave that guy a bonus.
Believe it or not, jail.
Now, by this point, Redboxes spreading
Wait, what?
like wildfire. Clown gave that guy a bonus.
Believe it or not, jail.
Now, by this point, Redboxes spreading like wildfire. They're already the #1 rental service in America, and Blockbusters are closing left and right, giving them even more business. They're just getting absolutely crushed by Redbox and Netflix. And it's because Netflix is, well, Netflix, and Redbox is just a better business model. They provide the exact same service, except they don't have the overhead of a building that you have to walk into, keep climate controlled. There's no employee that you have to pay. It's one machine that sits there 24 hours a day. It works for whatever the cost of electricity is, and they pass that savings onto the customer, only charging them $1 instead of like $5, $7, $8 that you get charged at Blockbuster. Blockbuster files for bankruptcy the next year in 2010, and by this point, there's so many Redboxes all over the country that 68% of the US population lives within 5 minutes of at least one Redbox.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Very quickly, Redbox scoops up that market share.
Dude, why is Dollar General like the only store in rural, really tiny towns? Everyone has a Dollar General. And Dollar General, by the way, is one of my least favorite stores ever. I can't stand. I remember being a kid and going to Dollar General and being offended that nothing was $1. In fact, nothing was a round number. Everything was like 99. I'm like, really? And I don't like their selection. I hate the way it's set up. Everything's kind of hibbity jibbity all over the shelves. I am not a fan. Yet there is one in like every rural town. And for a little while there, I lived in a rural area and a bunch of small towns. I call them blink towns because if you're on the highway and you blink, you miss them completely. And they each had a Dollar General. There was like 12 Dollar Generals, but no gas stations, no Walmarts, no fast food. But there was Dollar General, and they sold alcohol and cigarettes. I was in shock. You come south and they sell alcohol and cigarettes. I was like, damn, okay. This is a whole ass department store now. Anyway.
Of at least one Redbox.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Very quickly, Redbox scoops up that market share left over by Blockbuster, and they are making over $1 billion a year in revenue for like the next decade. Then they start renting out video games. They start making even
at $1 each. That's insane. Making billions of dollars at $1 each. At $1 each. Oh, I mean, plus then people don't return them and they get the fees and stuff, which I'm sure is like a majority of their business model. People don't like to say that, but it is. Charging you fees, late charges. Whoopsie, I forgot to cancel my subscription charges. I love to cancel any streaming service. I'll turn it on. I'll watch it like a show that I wanted to watch, and then I'll cancel it do you want to pause it for 6 months? No, cancel it. They're like, okay, next month it'll be gone. Okay. And then I'll turn it back on like 8 months later, watch a show, and then do it again. 1 month at a time. It don't take me that long to watch a whole show. I don't watch that much TV. I wonder why.
billion a year in revenue for like the next decade. Then they start renting out video games, they start making even more money, but then by 2018, streaming's really starting to become a thing and they're starting to not make quite as much money. Redbox sees the writing on the wall, they start panicking and they're like, okay, shit, Netflix is gonna take over. What's Netflix doing? Okay, they're making their own movies. Okay, we gotta make our own movies. So they buy a film studio and start making their own Redbox exclusive movies. And it fails horrifically. In 2019, they had one of their big headlining movies come out. They did everything right, allegedly. They got an A-list celebrity. They got John Travolta to be the lead actor in this movie, Fanatic. And this thing goes out to theaters and it grossed only $3.1 thousand. $3,153 this movie made at the box office with an A-list celebrity like John Travolta. I don't know how it's possible to fuck this up that bad. Motherfuckers. But hey, they got it done. So now they're really panicking. They're like, okay, making our own movies isn't working. What else is Netflix doing? They're streaming. Okay, we gotta start streaming. They start their own streaming service, Redbox Free TV. Okay, judging by the fact that I've never heard of that until literally right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that flopped because I've been streaming since streaming was a thing. So at this
Well, no. I've heard of it, and here's why. Because even when it was like $9 a month, I've been broke for a long time in my life. And after that 10 years ago, and then turning my life around and completely revamping everything and starting from what I could fit in my car, and that's it. I'm talking a small car with three kids in the car. I'm sorry, at the time it was 2 kids in the car. What I could fit in that car, and starting from absolute zero, I have built myself back up where I can afford Hulu and Netflix and all of these things because I work my ass off. But back then I was making $12 an hour. There's no way I could afford Netflix or at the time Hulu or anything. Hulu was like $4.99. And even that was a stretch trying to get that because I'm trying to pay rent, I'm trying to pay electricity, all these things, and I'm making like $12 an hour. So I knew all the free services because I was looking for free services, but my internet was crap. And I remember seeing Redbox, and I was like, I thought this was the one where you get like the movies, which by the way, really smart use of a vending machine because everything is lined up like this. It's like a record player. So it's super easy to store inventory. Very smart use of space. So I knew there was a Redbox, but if I'm not mistaken, the free Redbox was like generic ass content. It was just like there was never anything I wanted to see, as is the issue with a lot of free content.
Right now, I'm going to go ahead and say that that flopped because I've been streaming since streaming was a thing. So at this point, Redbox is just a sinking ship. It's going down with the rest of the VHS and DVD industry. Nobody's buying this stuff anymore. It's just a matter of time at this point. But then something amazing happens, at least for Redbox. It's pretty horrific for the rest of the world, but for Redbox, it was great. COVID happens.
You know, I got a little bit of a cold myself.
Yeah, one day everybody just woke up and the government came out of left field on the news and was like, hey, so over in China, like a bat made out with a pig or something and created some new flu. We've done a bunch of research, supposedly, and apparently the flu can tell distance. And if you're within 5'11" of somebody, you're gonna get the flu. But if you're at 6 feet, the flu will just fucking stop. It's kind of like the 2-second rule when you drop food. The germs really respect the 2-second rule.
I would love for him to break down COVID. Or just like does he do any content like that? I would be so here for it. I would love to do it myself, but I'm lazy and I don't want to put together all the research. I don't have to, I work full time. I don't have the time to do all the research and to put together and edit it together. Editing for every 1 minute of content, it takes 5 to 10 minutes of editing. That's just how it is. Always has been. I would love to see him, and especially with his attitude, break down all of the craziness that happened during that time. Like, hey, want to talk about a point in history? Let's talk about 2020 and the aftermath and the during math and the social distancing and the segregation in restaurants and the attack on people who didn't agree. Like all of that. I'd love to have somebody break that down. Wouldn't you? I would love to do it if I could. I quite literally, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have time. I wish I could. God, ideally, someday, if I ever get to do this full time, I want to do stuff like that.
Stop. It's kind of like the 2-second rule when you drop food. The germs really respect the 2-second rule.
Facts. It's 5, by the way, not 2. It's 5.
Long story short, it's very dangerous. We're going to shut down the entire country. I need you to all go stay in your houses for the next 2 years. And if you do have to go outside, I need you to dress up like you got cast in the movie Despicable Me. Now, granted, it varies from state to state, but generally speaking, a ton of people are stuck at home and pretty much everything that is entertainment has been shut down. There's no amusement parks. The movie theaters are closed. There's nothing you can do other than sit at home. And what are you going to do when you sit at home? You want to watch new movies, right? And now the only place to rent a physical DVD is at a Redbox. So for the next couple of years, Redbox is raking in the cash and they're showing really impressive profit margins on the books. And by this point, they've been sold by Coinstar and bought by private equity groups. They've been tossed around a bunch of times. But the private equity firm that was panicking, trying to start these movies, trying to start these streaming services, basically just got a lifeline where now they're showing that they're a highly profitable company and they could do one of two things. They could A, use all the profits to prop up this new streaming service they're trying to start and then become competitive with Netflix, or they could B, do what any private equity firm on the planet would do and hot potato that problem to somebody else, which is exactly what happens. In 2002, Redbox gets
Absolutely valid. Take that money and go. Go, take it. Go, go, go. I just had a question. During this whole pandemic thing, did they have like some capability of sanitization? Sanitization inside of these Redbox vending machines? Because I mean, just asking, because isn't that the whole thing? But then you put it in there and you've been touching it and your germs are on it, and then it goes in with all the other ones and it gets on all of those because germs spread because they're like friends, and then somebody takes it out and they carry those germs with them. So that was a perfect pause point.
hot potato that problem to somebody else, which is exactly what happens. In 2002, Redbox gets bought for $375 million by Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul Entertainment. You know, those books that you saw in elementary and middle school. Chicken Noodle Soup for the Teenage Soul. Chicken Noodle Soup for that. Chicken Noodle Soup. I have
not a fan of
fucking
Chicken Noodle
idea
Soup.
what these books are even about to this day. To be honest with you, I completely forgot they existed until right now.
Same.
Don't tell me what they're about. I don't care. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Anyways, COVID pretty much comes to an end around the same time. People are allowed to go outside again. People quit renting movies like wildfire. And then Redbox pretty much immediately just nosedives into the ground. By 2023, they're looking at bankruptcy. By 2024, they file bankruptcy. It goes through. Redbox as a company ceases to exist. And this
Just FYI, I just thought of something. Sorry, intrusive thoughts when I do pausing. I just thought about something. The difference between streaming services, if I'm not mistaken, and Redboxes. Redbox had the hot new releases. And you couldn't get those on streaming services for like, what, a couple of weeks? But in Redbox, they were available pretty quickly after they left theaters. So that was the difference. And you paid more for the new releases than you did for the generic regular movies. Like if you wanted like a brand new hot spanking release, you pay like $2.99 or something like that. $3.99. Oh, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Of course, I might be completely delulu. I don't know. I'm having fun with this, by the way. I still want to know how everyone stole the Redboxes.
Or they file bankruptcy, it goes through. Redbox as a company ceases to exist. And this brings us to why the Redboxes are free. Okay, the company goes bankrupt, they're no longer in business. They have two options. Option A, they go around the country to all 34,000 Redboxes scattered everywhere, and they can hire an electrician because they're hardwired in. So an electrician has to go in there, unwire the Redbox, disconnect it, make the outside where they had electrical running look all pretty, and then they can hire another crew to show up, pick up the Redboxes, take them to a warehouse, take all the DVDs out. Maybe they could sell the DVDs. What are the DVDs worth? Whatever somebody's willing to pay. Go to a pawn shop. They're like $1, maybe $5 each. Not a lot of money to be recouped there. What do you do with a Redbox machine? It's basically garbage now. So now you got to pay this crew to go take all the DVDs out, try try to make money off of those, then take what's left of the red box out to the landfill or have it recycled or whatever. It's going to be extremely expensive to hire all these people to move 34,000 of these giant red refrigerators full of movies. So they go with option B. They just fucking leave them.
Explain this, you son of a bitch. Poor little guy.
And for a period of time, the business kind of continued to operate even though it wasn't in business. Like, the machines don't know that. They're still plugged in. They still have power. And people don't know that Redbox went out of business. It's not like they put out a government service announcement. So people just continue going to Redbox that were going to a Redbox, and they'd walk up, pick their movie they wanted to rent, scan their credit card. The machine would read that the credit card went through. They would get their movie. They would leave. But because the accounts were closed, the payments never actually went through because the company doesn't exist. So these people just got the movies for free. And then some people started to figure this out, that, hey, the movies in Redboxes are free now, and you don't have to return them because nothing bad can happen.
Why
Because
did nobody tell me?
nobody owns them, and this country was founded on finders keepers. I'm keeping that shit. And to this day, you can
So true, though. This country was founded on finders keepers. Why did nobody tell me? 100 discs, $39.95. That's insane. That's insane, guys. That's crazy. See, this is why, I love you, Mom. My mom always wants to save everything to resell and garage sale, like, no matter, and I'm just like, throw it out. Throw it out. Nobody wants your set of silverware that we got from Walmart that is an extra set that you don't need anymore. I know you paid $40 for it, but no one's going to pay $40 for it. Where's good silverware? I get it's good silverware. I get it. But you can get 100 DVDs for $40. That's even actually pretty high. It's pretty expensive, honestly, because people aren't going to pay that. They're hoping they'll pay that. They're not going to pay that. I mean, maybe they will. I doubt it.
owns them, and this country was founded on finders keepers. I'm keeping that shit. And to this day, you can still get on eBay and find listings for like 90 Redbox DVDs, random assortment, $50, or like 160 for $100. It's fucking crazy. People were just going around to every Redbox they could find, taking all the DVDs out of it, keeping them for free, or selling them on eBay. But then as time went on, the Redboxes started having their power shut off because obviously Redbox had to pay, rent or some type of licensing fee to, Walgreens and CVS and Dollar General and Walmart and all the places that had a Redbox. That retail location was making some money back from Redbox, and Redbox obviously wasn't paying them rent anymore because Redbox doesn't exist, so they would cut the power off. So now these companies are stuck with this big, ugly, turned off red refrigerator full of movies in front of their store that isn't making them money, and they kind of want it gone. And some companies and private individuals figured this out, and in a lot of states, that qualifies as abandoned property after like 90 days, and as long as the retail location's owner or manager is okay with you showing up and taking it, you can just fucking take it and it's yours.
Now, the globalists don't want you to know this, but the Redboxes are free. You could just take them. I'm Brandon Freer, and I approve this message.
So if you know where a Redbox is, check your state's laws, do your own homework, make sure you don't get in trouble, but there's a good chance you could just walk into, I don't know, Walgreens and say something along the lines of like, hey, I don't know if you know this, your Redbox outside isn't working. And when they're like, yeah, it's been shut off for a long time, they actually went out of business, you could then be like, oh, that's crazy. I'm actually a licensed electrician. And in the state of Iowa, after 90 days, that qualifies as abandoned property. I would love to disconnect that for you and get it out of your way. And I'll take it to go have it recycled and have it taken care of responsibly. Strictly hypothetically, you could do something like that, provided, you were a licensed electrician. I definitely wasn't lying earlier when I said I don't have a Redbox. There definitely is not a Redbox parked right next to the giant 1-to-1 scale replica of Little Boy in my garage right now. That's not a thing. Yeah, babe.
Nicholas?
Yes?
Why is there a Redbox machine in our garage?
I'm going into a tunnel. I'm losing you.
You know I wanted a pickleball court.
It's okay. A couple nights on the couch is well worth a lifetime of garage Redbox.
Don't panic. Luckily, we have a businessman who did write the book, The Art of the Deal.
And he does know the art of the deal.
For real, though, I should probably go handle that more maturely. So, in conclusion, that is the history of Redbox and where they all went to. They're probably in people's garages right now, and how you could maybe acquire one of your own if you're lucky. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Links for both those over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
That was so interesting.
Well, that could have went better.
That was so interesting. That was Redbox. Everybody's taking all the red boxes. That was really interesting. I didn't realize that. Like, randomly I would see red boxes and be like, damn, that's still around. But like, you don't pay attention. You're just like, I don't go anywhere, remember? So I don't see things. I don't see things. And when I do go, like, to the gym and stuff, it's usually about this time in the morning. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And so, of course, I'm not paying attention. I'm not going to the pharmacy, local pharmacy and stuff. Yeah, that was really interesting. You know what I liked the best? I know this sounds so silly. What I liked the best about Redboxes were the cases the DVDs were in. They were sturdy. Because how many times what I wanted was cases like that, but for CDs. If you guys haven't figured it out, I have a lot of, well, you can't see behind here, but all the way up here, goes all the way up there, all the way down, and you can't see it, but it's behind, wait, I can't even, you can see it goes further down. There's just shelves and shelves and shelves of albums, physical albums, and I would love to somehow make those into the cases like Redbox had, because they're sturdy. I wouldn't have to worry about them breaking. My kitten, especially, little shit, likes to bat stuff down and knock them down, and I'm afraid the cases will crack. They're in plastic though, because I'm not stupid. They're all autographed, by the way, all of them, including my poster. If you can see over my shoulder, is autographed as well, as is the picture you can't see that's right here by a band, and basically everything I have is autographed except my flag, because dirt don't autograph things. The land can't autograph. Anyway, I don't know why I just said that. Super awkward, unprofessional, and a little bit like, what the hell did I just say? Outro. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember that you are valid and you matter. Don't let anyone tell you different. Thank you for being here with me for this. I'm going to release it probably maybe like, what do you think? Tuesday? Wednesday? I don't know. I haven't decided. So anyway, whenever you see this, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm in a mood today. Just don't hold it against me, or do. Don't bother me. I love y'all. I'm out. Let's go.